that will be a WrestleMania we will never, ever forget. What is up, WWE Universe? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. And tonight, I'm going to be giving you guys the results from WrestleMania across both nights where we made history. And it's because of you guys, the WWE Universe that attended WrestleMania at Raymond James Stadium, that WWE made this possible. They made it all possible. Of course, on night one, the first half hour or so, there was a slight weather delay, obviously because of the storms that were taking place in the state of Florida. Unfortunately, the WWE had to make a precaution and have the fans leave their seats, take cover for a little bit until the weather dying down a little bit. Luckily, it did within about 30 minutes or so. But the night actually started. Other than that, the night started with the WWE Championship between Bobby Lashley, the Almighty WWE Champion, and Drew McIntyre. Here's what I find funny: last year's WrestleMania on night 2, Drew McIntyre defeated Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship in about 5 minutes. This match was absolutely fucking brutal, and I mean that literally. There was a lot of chaos in this matchup, but of course, in the end, obviously with the help of MVP, Bobby Lashley was able to take advantage of that and actually make Drew McIntyre pass out to the Hurt Lock to retain the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre did not tap out; he actually passed out. Crazy enough. I will say this though, maybe this year was not maybe it wasn't Drew McIntyre's year. Honestly, do not get me wrong, I'm a big fan of both these guys, but I'm more so a big fan of Bobby Lashley because of the fact that I remember watching him, in WWE all the way back in 2005 when I started watching WWE, and from that point up until now, he's won 2 United States Championships, 2 ECW titles, and 2 Intercontinental titles as well. And has also won the WWE Championship. So right now, that's what, 2, 4, 6, 7. He's won 7 championships in WWE, and his reign as WWE Champion has what made him truly the Almighty. So big congrats to Bobby Lashley on retaining the WWE Championship. Alright, you guys, now we actually have Tag Team Turmoil, where the winning team would face Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler on night 2 of WrestleMania for the women's tag team titles. In which, if you guys don't know, under Tag Team Turmoil rules, 2 teams will start. Once a team is pinned or made to submit, they're eliminated and another team comes out. This process goes on until there's only 1 team left standing. That team would face Jax and Baszler for the titles on night 2. The participants were Lana and Naomi, the Riot Squad, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, Tamina and Natalya, and of course Carmella and Billie Kay. The order of entry was I guess first up was first elimination was obviously Lana and Naomi. Obviously, Carmella and Billie Kay eliminated them. Then the Riot Squad had beat Carmella and Billie Kay. Then they defeated Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, and then of course the Riot Squad got eliminated themselves by Natalya and Tamina. Thus, they ended up winning Tag Team Turmoil in dominating fashion, actually. So big congrats to Natty and Tamina. Next up on night 1, we actually have a match that's based on that was based on respect. The Swiss Cyborg Cesaro and the Architect Seth Rollins, and it's interesting because this was actually Cesaro's very first WrestleMania one-on-one match ever in history. So in a way, he was kind of making his debut in a way, but obviously when it comes to WrestleMania, he hasn't had that much success. I remember WrestleMania. What was it? 30, if I remember correctly. That was I think that was his debut. WrestleMania 30. He had won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, the first ever match, and then the next year in Santa Clara, California, he actually defended the WWE Tag Team titles alongside Tyson Kidd, ended up retaining those. WrestleMania 32 in Dallas, he was out with an injury. WrestleMania 33 in Orlando, he and Sheamus had defended the Raw Tag Team titles in a Fatal 4-Way ladder match, which was won by the Hardys. 34, they Sheamus and Cesaro defended the Raw Tag titles against Braun Strowman and Nicholas, who was a 10-year-old back in the day. So funny to this day. WrestleMania 35, they were challenging for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, Sheamus and Cesaro in a Fatal 4-Way, involving the Usos and the team of Ricochet and Aleister Black, which we haven't seen Aleister Black in months, so maybe he might come back. And then, of course, to last year's WrestleMania, he was only a part. He actually competed on the kickoff show, going up against, I believe, yes, Drew Gulak, actually. Defeating Drew Gulak with an airplane spin. But this time, he got his name on the main card, and defeated Seth Rollins with 23 swings and a neutralizer. Yeah, a neutralizer and 23 swings. Absolutely crazy. I know that the entire that the WWE Universe was actually counting how many swings. Even Corey Graves and Michael Cole were counting as well, which was kind of funny. But big props to Cesaro on having his big WrestleMania moment. He earned it. Next up, we have the Raw Tag Team titles defended as the New Day defended against the phenomenal AJ Styles and Omos. Most of the match, it was all New Day. Literally just dissecting AJ Styles, and when the moment was right, AJ Styles tagged in Omos, and he completely destroyed the New Day when he hit Kofi Kingston with a double-handed power bomb, a double-handed power bomb, and just one foot on top of Kofi Kingston. We have new Raw Tag Team Champions, and it's interesting because AJ Styles is now a Grand Slam champion, which is insane. This is actually AJ's first tag title in WWE, so big congrats to AJ Styles and Omos. Next up, we have a match that was based on Brains versus Braun. And by Braun, I mean Strowman, as in Braun Strowman. Going up against Shane McMahon in a steel cage match. We knew what was going to happen the moment Braun Strowman came out. Shane McMahon went into the cage first. We thought, okay, we knew it was going to happen. Elias and Jackson Ryker got involved and hit Braun Strowman with several chair shots. But not even that would stop Braun Strowman, because as soon as Shane McMahon, the closing moments of the match, as soon as Shane McMahon had went onto the outside of the cage, about to hit the floor, Braun Strowman grabbed his hand from within the cage, from within the chain links, ripped the cage off. Literally, just ripped the fucking cage wall off, threw Shane McMahon back into the ring, put him on top of the cage, threw him onto the mat, from the top of the cage onto the mat, then just hit him with a running power slam to pick up a victory over Shane McMahon. Honestly, I would consider this to be Braun Strowman's biggest accomplishment, because he said it best that he was doing that he dedicated that match to every single person who was called who was bullied and was called stupid and whatnot. Honestly, I feel like that also resembles me as well, because it's, as I said, it's It's, as I said multiple times, I've always wanted to showcase to to the world what I'm capable of on this platform by bringing it to WWE. And will it happen? Honestly, I don't know. I haven't heard anything yet back from WWE. I may end up hearing something before Backlash. Who the hell knows? But with that being said, we move on to a tag team match that again was also based off of respect. Damian Priest and Bad Bunny versus The Miz and John Morrison. I'll admit, Miz and Morrison's entrance was pretty deep, was pretty funny. I'll admit, having all those bunnies come out and whatnot, it was kind of it was pretty funny. But if you look at Damian Priest's gear, dude, his gear was lit, stupid lit, absolutely insane. But Bad Bunny's entrance was even more lit. And the moves that Bad Bunny was literally able to use. Fucking mind blowing, absolutely fucking insane. I never thought that Bad Bunny would be able to do something as crazy as that, but he fucking did it anyway. So obviously, Miz and Morrison. If you guys watched the backstage interviews from night one, Miz and Morrison actually admitted that Bad Bunny Bad Bunny earned their respect because Damian Priest and Bad Bunny hit The Miz and I believe hit The Miz with a double team to pick up the victory over The Miz and Morrison. Big props to Bad Bunny. I believe now, as of 2022, next year, he'll actually be going back on tour, which is awesome, by the way. Big shout-outs to Bad Bunny for being able to go back on tour sometime, I believe, in 2022, which is next year, so big props to him. Okay, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm gonna get a little emotional just talking about this. So if you guys could just please do me a big favor with this one, I want you guys to share this video with everybody. If just do me a big favor, share this video with everybody, and tell them to watch this part of the video, because the main event for night one. I'm like trying so hard not to get fucking emotional right now. Again, please share this video and let them know to watch this part of the video, because the main event for night one was so just amazing. For the SmackDown Women's Championship, Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, these two women made history by becoming not just by becoming the first two African American women to main event WrestleMania, but this is the first time in the history of the SmackDown Women's Championship that the title has been defended in the main event of WrestleMania. Again, share this video, and especially, and if you guys share it on Twitter, make sure you guys tag Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. Tag them, because I want them to hear this. Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, I really do hope you guys are watching this video. I'm gonna be honest, Bianca, when you debuted in the WWE in the main roster last year, I knew, and I'm saying this with passion in my eyes, with heart and passion in my eyes. Trust me, the passion is there. I knew you were going to be the one to change the course, change the game in the women's division in WWE, whether you were on Raw or even SmackDown. When you got drafted to SmackDown last October, I knew right then and there it was going to happen. You were going to become champion someday, and the journey started when you became the winner of the 2021 Women's Royal Rumble. And when you chose Sasha Banks, Bianca, I knew that this match was going to steal the fucking show. And you guys proved it. You guys proved it. You guys proved me right. You proved my theory right that you guys stole the show. Whether it was going to be for night 1 or night 2, you guys did it. I'm saying this as a fan of the WWE, as someone who has tried so hard to make it a WWE. Guys, you guys know I've been trying so hard to get into WWE. I haven't heard anything back from WWE. I don't even know. I don't even know at this point. But I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to be honest here. This is the reason why I watch WWE. It's not just to see the men compete. It's also to see the women compete, because the women are just as important as the men are. I'm being sincere. The women are just as important as the men are. Sasha, Bianca, you guys killed it. You guys killed it tonight. Last night at WrestleMania night 1, you guys killed it. I'm proud that your guys' match last night was the main event of night 1. I am proud of that. I'm proud of both of you. I really am proud of both of you. And I would love to see that match happen again. I really want to see that match happen again. I know that every single person who's watching this video right now is going to comment the exact same thing. But of course the match itself lived up to the hype. Bianca Belair defeated Sasha Banks with the KOD, and you know obviously using her hair on Sasha and using the KOD on Sasha to win the SmackDown Women's title. Congrats to Bianca on becoming champion, but both of you, congrats to you guys. I don't even have the words to describe how I'm feeling about this, but again, if I make it to WWE, I want to say it to your faces, thank you. If I make it to WWE, I will say thank you to your faces. And you guys earned that spot. You guys earned it. Guys, again, please share this video. Tag Sasha, tag Bianca on Twitter. Let them know to watch this video. Thank you. Sasha, Bianca, thank you guys. I'm a big fan of both of you guys. I love you guys. And thank you for an incredible Night 1 main event. Thank you both. Thank you both. Again, just thank you both. Alright, you guys, now we got him. My God, I'm already getting emotional. Alright, you guys, we have to move on to night 2 from earlier tonight. Night 2 kicked off with Randy Orton going up against the Fiend. It was kind of interesting. God, I'm already so fucking emotional. Because Randy Orton had burnt the Fiend alive, and we all thought that the Fiend that we saw, I think it was like at Fastlane or something like that. I think it was Fastlane. The Fiend that we saw at Fastlane, I thought we were gonna get him, tonight, but we did not. We ended up getting the original, the resurrected Fiend, and with the help of a distraction from Alexa Bliss of all people, Randy Orton hit the Fiend with an RKO from out of nowhere, picked up a victory. But the big question is, did Alexa Bliss really cost the Fiend the match? I mean, I guess we'll find out tomorrow. But we'll see. Next up, we have the women's tag team titles defended. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax defended against Natalya and Tamina. I'm gonna be honest. This was a match that Tamina needed to win because she's had title opportunities in the past, but as far as I remember, I don't think she's ever been given. I don't think she's ever won a title. I don't think she ever has. But unfortunately, it was all for nothing as Shayna Baszler made Natalya pass out to the Kirifuda clutch to retain the women's tag team titles. I'm surprised that Reginald wasn't there to get involved. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised. Next up is Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Logan Paul sitting at ringside. Given the fact that it's Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, you can't be surprised that Kevin Owens defeated Sami Zayn. Obviously it was with the stunner. Sami Zayn ended up leaving. Logan Paul raised Kevin Owens' hand, but Kevin Owens gave Logan Paul a stunner, and that was pretty much that. Next up, we have the United States Championship. God, I'm still getting emotional. I'm still, getting emotional over that women's title matchup from last night. I'm still getting emotional. Guys, I apologize. I really do apologize, but Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, they fucking earned it. They earned it, but again, please share this video with them. Tag them. Do whatever. I want them to hear this because those two are two of the most inspirational superstars in the women's division in WWE. Moments like that, like last night, was the big reason why I want to be in the WWE, so I could, share that moment, interview them, and get their insight on what it was like and all that, everything I talked about on the channel in the past. That's what I want to do. So, yeah, again, make sure you guys share this video. Share it on Twitter, tag Sasha, tag Bianca Belair, and let them know what's up. But next up, we have the United States Championship defended. Riddle defended against Sheamus. Back and forth matchup, hell of a match. But the closing moments of the match, Riddle was about to hit a moonsault onto Sheamus, but Sheamus ended up bro kicking Riddle in midair to become now a 3-time United States champion. Riddle was emotional over the loss, but big shout-outs to Sheamus. Obviously, given the fact that this was Riddle's first match at WrestleMania, you can't be too surprised. But next up, we have a Nigerian drum fight for the Intercontinental title. Big E defended against Apollo Crews. This really lived up to the hype of what a Nigerian drum fight is, and it pretty much dates back to the old days from Nigeria, and these two literally beat the hell out of each other. But the closing moments of the match, as soon as Big E hit Apollo Crews with the big ending and was about to go for the pin cover, a big dude named Dabba-Kato. If you guys remember Dabba-Kato from Raw Underground and from Monday Night Raw, he made his return to WWE and hit Apollo and hit Big E with a choke slam or something like that. Grabbed Apollo Crews, dragged him on top of Big E, and Apollo Crews is now finally the Intercontinental Champion. Obviously, with the help of Dabba-Kato. I guess congrats to Apollo Crews for winning, but at what cost? I think that's the big question. At what cost? But next up, we have the Raw Women's Championship defendant. Asuka defended against Rhea Ripley, and I want to say, big props to I cannot remember her name. The woman that played Brutality earlier tonight. Big props to her. Hell of a performance. This was if you guys saw my posts on Instagram earlier today, this one I posted and I said that this match was going to be brutal. The match lived up to the hype. It was absolutely devastating. The closing moments of the match, Rhea Ripley hits Asuka with the Riptide and actually defeats her to become Raw Women's Champion. Last year's WrestleMania, she came into WrestleMania as the NXT Women's Champion, and then ended up falling short of a tap out to the figure 8 by Charlotte Flair. This year, she beats Asuka to become Raw Women's Champion. I think the big question is, can anybody stop Rhea with her reign as Raw Women's Champion? But of course, now we have the triple threat match for the Universal title. Roman Reigns, the champion. Edge, the winner of the 2021 Men's Royal Rumble. And one of the challengers, of course, Daniel Bryan, the other challenger. This match had literally lived up to the hype. We knew Jey Uso was going to get involved. We knew he was going to be the ultimate X Factor. And it turns out that he was, because of that distraction. Roman Reigns was able to hit Edge with a spear and hit both Daniel Bryan, and was able to hit Edge with a concerto, stacked both men on top to pick up the victory. Honestly, I don't think anybody can stop Roman Reigns, but we will see what happens. But that is going to do it for this video. Again, share this video. I want Bianca, Belair, and Sasha Banks to watch this video and watch what I had to say, because I meant every word. They did it. They made history. I am so proud of them. Truth be told, I was very, very, very proud to have Sasha Banks as our SmackDown Women's Champion, but Bianca Belair, I think the feeling is mutual. I'm proud to have her as our SmackDown Women's Champion. I think she's going to become a great champion. So make sure you guys share this video. And that's going to do it for this video. Question of the day: what are you guys' thoughts on WrestleMania from both nights? And what do you think we can expect from WrestleMania next year? Let me know in the comments below. And that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button if you guys are new to the channel. And you guys want to see more pay-per-view result videos, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new content that comes your way. WWE's biggest issue will return tomorrow night, and I'll be talking about the Raw after WrestleMania and what we can expect to see happen. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Both my Twitters and my one Instagram, the links are down in the description. And if you guys have fan mail that you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, my address will also be in the description. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.